We started.
Yeah, we're recording. It's been way too long. This is the story of the birth of Alexis. We had a baby.
Charlie had a baby. I was there.
So just in case you're new, my name is Charlie. This is my husband, Tom. On this channel, I do like adventure. Well, I used to do adventure travel, but obviously that got cut short. It's now just kind of lifestyle and adventure, and now it's adventure with a baby. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do two versions of this. I'm gonna do a really quick story, which is this one, and I'm also going to cut together a much more raw version of all of it, basically the full story and some of the pregnancy stuff as well. But this is just the quick what happened at the birth story, because everyone always wants to know that. Also, the baby is asleep, so we're gonna try and do this as quickly as possible before she wakes up. She'll probably wake up halfway through. We're gonna try and tell the story as articulately,
as articulately?
Can't even talk. As articulately as we can. We're extremely sleep deprived. So, just in case you don't follow my Instagram, which I have actually kind of told the story of what happened on my Instagram a little bit. So, little Lexi was predicted to be a fairly big baby. So they didn't want me to go past 41 weeks. So it got to, when was it? So
40 plus 4.
Yeah, so at 40 plus 4 days, I went in for an induction. It was a Monday night, and we got everything packed up and went to the hospital, and they showed us to our room that we were gonna be in. Just gonna quickly apologize for the lighting that keeps changing in this video. It's because it's really sunny outside and it keeps going, the sun keeps going behind the clouds, so it keeps changing constantly. Really annoying. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, the room that we kind of got set up in, it was really nice, wasn't it? It was like, well, you know, for a hospital, it was really nice. We had our own bathroom, and yeah, we had our own kind of space, and it was really, really good.
Yeah, it wasn't a tiny little pokey room. It was quite good.
Tom's got his swag, obviously.
Swag.
I mean, it's better sleeping in a swag than it is sleeping in this chair. So yeah, so basically the way the process starts, I'm not going to go into too much detail because, you know, no one wants to know that. But we got there on the Monday night. Then we started the induction process with the first set of gels. They put gels in to try and kind of start softening up your cervix and start the process going. So that first lot went in at 6 p.m. that night. Oh, I think everything's about to start happening. I can't believe she's almost here. This is terrifying.
No. I mean, it's not going to hurt one bit.
So, I just had my cannula put in, which it hurt a bit. She tried in this side, and it didn't work. So this now stings and this stings. So I feel like I've been in a punching match.
Baby's moving.
Do you want? This wasn't exactly the plan, but right. Then we went back to our room and had some dinner.
Having some dinner. We brought our own
Lasagna, homemade lasagna.
damn camera doesn't want to focus because there's not enough light.
There's not enough light.
Yeah.
We've tried to make it like nice and
Less lit.
yeah, relaxation in here. We brought our diffuser along.
Oh, you can see me. Yeah, so Charlie's just eating her yummy homemade lasagna.
It's like half past 8.
Had the gels in at 10 past 6, quarter past 6.
And then I think I'll get checked again at like
12.
Is it 12? No, I think it's 10 o'clock. Or the
She's going to come and check your blood pressure every couple of hours. Little Lexi's safe and sound. Little baby, we're going to meet you soon.
It kind of looks like a bomb's gone off in here. Tom's got his swag set up. Brought a few cozy things like my pillow and my blankie. Tom's eating chocolate now. Just unpacking all my stuff. And oh god, getting cramps. It is 9:10. And they had to wake us up for the second round of gels, which happened at like midnight. And we didn't film that section. Good morning. It's about 8 o'clock. So nothing much happened last night. Basically, we didn't film the second round of getting the gels and anything like that. But what was a little bit annoying was you have to monitor the baby before and monitor the baby afterwards, but they need like actual movements and action to happen. And so obviously she went to sleep, and she was literally, I don't even know how long she would sleep for. How long was
42 minutes.
She was asleep for 42 minutes. Fantastic. So at 2 o'clock, like basically we'd finished the thing at about 1, finished putting the gels in, the examination, and then we had to wait an entire hour for baby to wake up to do some movement, because they had to register 20 minutes worth of baseline movements.
And the first gels went in and she went crazy, so it was above the baseline for like half an hour. Anyway.
So that was a great start. She's squeaking in the background now. Anyway, then what happened next? So we didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I then got pretty bad cramps. I thought, oh god, here we are, it's happening, and then it just stopped. I've been thinking that a lot recently. But yeah, I did get a little bit of sleep, which is good, even though I look absolutely horrendous. You're gonna get you're gonna get used to lion hair. We just got brought our breakfast. Gonna have some breakfast now, have some Weetabix, and then the doctor will be in, and he's going to do another examination to see if we'll see if he can rupture the membrane and break my waters. I'm not looking forward to this at all. Today is going to be a little bit hectic. After breakfast, we went back into the delivery room to kind of start the day, start the whole thing. Did I have more gels then? I can't remember. They did an examination, and I can't
remember.
No, I can't remember. I think I might.
Started you on the drip.
Yeah, they did start me on the drip, but before the drip, I meant. I can't remember whether I had more gels then, but they examined me and I was still basically 0 centimeters.
Yeah, so the external was like
1 centimeter, 2 centimeters.
1.5 or 2.5 or something like that, and the internal was like nothing. They couldn't even reach in to do a sweep or anything like that. But
yeah, and they were going to try and break my waters.
Yeah, the internal needs to start to dilate before they can break the water, so we were stuck.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was like 9 in the morning, I think it was. They started the drip.
Here we are. Syntocine's going in. No contractions yet, but won't be long. You can just feel bubbles in there. Might have something to do with the Coke she's drinking.
I needed some sugar. I haven't had any sugar. Then
the waiting game. A whole day. In the bed. Not sleeping. After not sleeping a whole night.
We waited and we waited. The contractions were coming. They were consistent and not very strong. They were just like bad period cramps. It wasn't anything that was gonna really kickstart the labour. I can feel the contractions.
Yeah, it's just handling the contractions like a machine, but they're not painful.
They're not doing anything.
They're super regular now. They're on like half the time. They're just not strong enough. The contractions weren't that bad, but they were noticeable. Yeah. And that just continued. I had some lunch. I say lunch. No, I didn't eat any lunch. I didn't eat anything. Tom fed me some one of those little pots of the jelly, the fruit and the jelly. Yeah. that was all I pretty much ate. I had that and a bit of Coke. I didn't have anything because I was just not really in the zone for eating, but I knew I wanted to keep my energy up, and I was eating like the odd jelly bean every now and then.
It was really strange though, because you were managing like really well.
Yeah.
And they're looking at the readings on the contractions, like on the chart, and they were like, yeah, they are contractions. Like that's what you
and
get in early labour.
Yeah, they kept saying, oh, it's looking really good. It's looking like you've got I was having 4 contractions every 10 minutes.
Up to 4, yeah. 3 most of the time, up to 4.
Yeah, and they were happy with the progression. But it just didn't go any further, and they kept turning up the drip every half an hour, giving me more and more, and it just didn't get any better. And I was as active as I could be. I was bouncing on the ball. What time is it? Oh, it's 3:15, and it's going very slow.
Slow and steady. She's gonna come.
She'll get here eventually. My hair is spectacular. Tom did my hair. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's a new fashion.
It's a new fashion, the sideways. I don't really know what this is.
It's the horizontal lion.
But yeah, it just wasn't progressing fast enough at all. And then it got to, what time was it? About 7 o'clock at night, I think. And the doctor was tracking the baby's heart rate. And it started getting a bit elevated. Every time there was a contraction, her heart rate wasn't going back to normal. Because just in case you're not aware of how it works, where every time you have a contraction, it squeezes the uterus and it kind of puts stress on the baby, and it stops the oxygen.
It stops the blood flow, yeah.
The blood flow getting to the baby. So that's
kind of like she's holding her breath. She's like, oh, I'm getting scorched. And she's not actually holding her breath, obviously. She's not got any breath, but the blood can't flow, so the oxygen can't get delivered. And then after the contraction, it releases and the blood flows, replenishes the baby, your heart rate slows back down again, because your heart rate goes up obviously when oxygen drops. And yeah, your baby's got to be like happy before the next contraction starts, otherwise it's down.
They get more and more stressed out. So basically that was starting to happen, and the doctor said to me, well, yeah, we're starting to get a bit concerned about that because the contractions aren't even that strong yet, and she's already not handling it. And we knew that she was a big baby, so obviously she didn't even have enough space in there. But it got to about 7 o'clock at night. We didn't film any of this or didn't vlog any of this scenario because by this point I was quite drained, emotionally just completely exhausted.
Here we are, 9.5 hours in. We've gone through half the bag of the good stuff. By good stuff I mean synthetic oxytocin. Apparently Charlie has an immunity to it. Because it's not working. How you hanging in there, cutie?
Just feeling very drained. And a bit just, like I'm failing because I don't...
You're not failing, cutie. You're stronger than everyone else. You have an immunity. Just happen to have immunity to the wrong thing.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going with it. See how things progress. Might have to bite the bullet and have a C-section. Yeah, we don't know. We're going to try and persevere.
The doctor basically said we had 3 choices. We could either continue and just see what happens, but he predicted that with the way the baby's heart rate was going, that we'd end up with an emergency C-section at, say, about 3 in the morning. We could just stop the whole process and start again in the morning, but or we could just do the C-section straight away. I just had this weird gut feeling that something wasn't right because I'm quite responsive to medication because I don't take a lot of medication. I mean, even when I have a headache, I don't just take paracetamol until it's really bad. So that when I take something, it's like, bam, sorted. Well, I just had this weird gut feeling that something wasn't right. So I just thought, I'm gonna go with my gut because they always say that about birth. They're like, just go with your instincts. And we decided,
we took about, what, an hour to decide-ish, didn't we? But then we were like, yeah, we just want to get her out safe. So off we trotted to theatre.
Yeah.
It was about 9 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we came off the drip.
Forgot a random bit. Oh my goodness.
Charlie's sitting there, like, you know, just to keep an eye on her for, I think, like an hour after the drip turned off.
Yeah.
Just to make sure nothing was going to progress after the drip was taken off. So, yeah, she sat there on the bed, or laid there on the bed. Oh yeah, this is fine. Like the contractions are getting less frequent, you know, as they'd expect. Everything's like
tailing off, basically.
Tailing off perfectly.
Which basically isn't supposed to happen if it's worked.
Yeah.
The drug is supposed to, your contractions are supposed to continue on their own. It's supposed to just kickstart them. But the fact that then they kind of stopped as soon as we stopped it after an entire day meant it still wasn't working.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
And then poor Charlie, she just sits bolt upright in the bed and starts squeaking and carrying on. And she had this massive contraction in her lower back, like crazy. So apparently Charlie's playing opposite people today. The opposite game where you stop the drugs and the contractions start. And I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, contraction, 40 seconds, she'll be fine. After like a good 40 seconds, she's just still like in agony. How you doing, cutie?
I just don't want it to like build up again. It's
so I jumped up and like ran around the table and had a look at the chart, and it's got the graphs. So, you know, contraction, it's monitoring her stomach muscles. It's like goes up like pretty steep, and it's just doing these little bumps, staying like really high. I was like, oh, she's run over, like rubbing her back, flat out, looking over my shoulder at the machine, like, when's this thing gonna go down again? And 5 minutes and 20 seconds straight contraction. It just went from like here to the max, and just did these little zigzags up here, and then it did this dip, and then it just went boom, straight back down again. These little contractions were what she was getting before she sat up. She sits up, and then this happens, and just about kills her. And it's just like, whoa, 5 minutes straight of just agony. Poor Charlie, couldn't even breathe.
It was awful. It completely, like, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
This random heat. Like, normally there's a build up to it, and you get used to the pain. And it was in my back as well, which is so much worse. Like, proper kudos to any women that have back labour, because oh my god, it's so bad. Yeah, that was just the one as well, thank goodness, because I was like, oh, this is gonna be, it was just like full speed 0 to 100 in one go. Anyway, after that happened, it was okay. Yeah, they got me dressed for theatre, and yeah, we didn't really film anything of obviously what was happening in theatre, because you can't. But it was a very quick process. It was literally get me dressed. They wheeled us in. I mean, I was absolutely terrified. I've never been to hospital before. Yeah, so it was a massively kind of traumatizing experience for me. But, oh no, the baby's waking up. We almost made it to the end of the story.
Yeah, it was so impressive when they wheeled Charlie into the theatre room, and you know, the whole crew, they were like a SWAT team, like a tactical just swarm. It's like everyone's just doing their own little, exactly what they had to do. Doctor's scrubbing up, you know, getting his sterile clothes on, everything. Everyone's just like in position, lighting, you know, lights, camera, action, basically, minus the camera. And threw this big sheet over the top of Charlie, they sterilised all their belly and everything, and it was up, like, obviously, so we couldn't see her getting carved up.
Yeah, carved up, yeah, exactly.
And she started to really panic a bit, and, you know, I had to just talk her through it, and we were back and forth, and I was right there, like, basically, like, my head on her head, talking to her, stroking her. And I don't know how long that was exactly, but, you know, around half an hour, and then hear this little squeaky baby.
Yeah.
And
they pulled the curtain down, obviously, so we could see. We saw her, and then they
poked their little head over the top.
Whisked her away to go and do her checks, and you never guess what? Oh, she's crying again now.
Talking about you, Mama.
We're talking about you. They do a test when she comes out, and she got 10 out of 10, which apparently is really rare. So she's our little 10 out of 10 baby.
Comes out with hair and fingernails and everything.
Yeah. And Tom cut the cord over on when she was being checked.
Yeah, so they cut the cord about this long from the placenta and they clamp it. And then they take the baby to the table and yeah, I just cut the last little bit.
This little one arrived.
And screaming a little head off.
She's so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's your little one? Where's your little baby?
And then they brought her around. They wrapped her up, cleaned her up, wrapped her up, and put her on me. And it was so overwhelming. I was like, could not believe that she was my baby. It was just insane.
She was just perfect in every way. Like everything about her little squeak, her little, you know, complexion, everything, the color and her strength and her responses and
reflexes and everything.
Everything.
She was really good. And she has a mohawk. Tom keeps giving her a mohawk.
No, I just did it that one time.
and it stayed.
That's how her hair is.
Oh,
Isn't it, Bubba?
little cutie. So that is the story of little Alexis Riley and how she entered the world.
Totally perfect and very loud. Very loud. She's perfect. She's got your nose.
Might have to change her and give her a feed, I reckon. I'll leave you with Charlie.
Anyway, I am going to leave you guys with this really, really cute video that Tom managed to capture just the other day of Alexis smiling and being super cheeky. She's almost 8 weeks old at the moment and she's turning into a proper little character. I cannot wait to show you guys. Anyway, please hit the like button and please make sure you're subscribed because it really helps to support my channel. It's totally free to do, so why not? And make sure you remember to hit the bell so that you don't miss out on any videos and you get that notification because I upload all over the place and you just never know and you don't want to miss out. Thanks for watching guys and we will see you really soon.